You know, 3.5 months ago, we just began the campaign. And everybody said that this campaign was a joke. Who believes that the American people are prepared to take on the economic and political establishment of America? And 3.5 months have gone by. We have had huge crowds all over America, in Iowa, New Hampshire, California, Oregon, you name it. And when people ask me why, what I tell them is the American people are saying enough is enough. This country belongs to all of us, not just a handful of billionaires. And before I get going, I want to wish a happy birthday to some institution. It's called Social Security, 80 years old. And let me be very clear. Virtually all of the Republican candidates in one form or another want to cut Social Security. Together, we are not going to let them do that. When we have seniors in this country trying to get by on $12,000, $13,000 a year, disabled people, unable to put enough food on the table. No, we're not going to cut Social Security. We're going to expand Social Security. And we're going to do that by lifting the cap on taxable income. In America today, what we are seeing is the disappearance of the great middle class. We are seeing millions of our brothers and sisters in Iowa, Vermont, all over this country, working longer hours for lower wages. People are working 2, 3 jobs in order to put food on the table. Meanwhile, almost all of the new income, all of the new wealth is going to the top 1%. That is going to change. We need an economy that works for working people, not a handful of billionaires. And let me tell you something about this campaign finance system that we have today. It is a corrupt system. Citizens United will go down in history as one of the worst decisions ever made by a Supreme Court. And let me repeat a promise that I have made to other crowds, and that is, no nominee of mine to the Supreme Court will get that position unless he or she pledges to make certain that Citizens United is overturned. And when we try to understand why it is that so many of our family members, our friends, our neighbors are working at 2 or 3 jobs in order to cobble together an income and some health care, the answer is that wages in our country for many people are much, much too low. And that is why we have got to recognize that a $7.25 minimum wage is a starvation wage. We've got to raise the minimum wage to a living wage, $15 an hour. What we understand also is that when we live in a competitive global economy, we need the the best educated workforce possible. It makes no sense to me that we have hundreds of thousands of bright, qualified young people who want to get a higher education are unable to do so because their family lacks the income. That's wrong. And that is why I have introduced legislation and will fight for as President of the United States to make sure that every public college and university in America is tuition free. And we have also got to deal with the disgrace of outrageously high student debt. There are millions of Americans, young and not so young, who are paying 7, 8, 10% on their student debt, 20, 25% of their limited income. If you can refinance your home at 2 or 3% today, you should not be paying 8 or 10% on student debt. And the government should also not be profiteering on student debt held by working class families. And when we talk about raising the minimum wage to a living wage, we have also got to talk about pay equity for women workers. Women cannot continue to earn 78 cents on the dollar compared to men workers. Many of my Republican colleagues talk about family values. Their values are that a woman should not have the right to control her own body. I disagree. Their values are that our gay brothers and sisters should not be able to get married or enjoy all of the benefits of American citizenship. I disagree. But my family values, and I've been married 27 years, got 4 kids, 7 grandchildren, my family values are that the United States has got to end the international embarrassment of being the only major country on earth that doesn't guarantee paid family and medical leave. When a woman has a baby in this country, regardless of her income, she should be able to spend 3 months with that baby, getting to know that baby, love that baby. That's a family value. And when we talk about American values, when we talk about where we want to go as a country, I want to end the absurdity of the United States